Now then, welcome back to another episode on the Hypermine server. I mentioned in the news earlier this week that I was planning on making a UHC monument area. This is the area behind me that I've picked out. It was actually Lapis that pointed it out to me, and I kind of didn't realise that she wanted me to do it. At first, right, she pointed it out to me while we were just on TeamSpeak, having a little chat. We were doing some other bits and pieces and talking about some other things and helping her out with some other bits and pieces. But we came over here, talking about the UHC monument, and came over here and she said that this was the ideal place up on the hill there to have the monument and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't realise that she necessarily mentioned me doing it. I still don't really think that she did say that I must do it or that it's my job and I can go for it and do it however I want. I don't really know if that's what the plan was, but it hasn't been started. So I've come up with an idea. I've come up with a plan to make a large area here, filling this space with what could be only described as a huge courtyard. A beautiful enclosed courtyard apartment complex type thing with a big access to kind of a royal suite or something amazing at the end here that will be looking down into it. So it'll sort of have the view of it over there. And the main part of the actual thing, the monument, will be up on the top here. But people will go through from the road there into the apartment area. So I've kind of lined it up with this road. So I've got a corner there, and there's a corner that goes into there. Kind of lined it up. I couldn't line it up exactly where I wanted it because, well, there's this here. I know that this is probably okay to push that way a little bit more because other than the retaining wall on the side there, I don't think it's actually anybody needs to worry about me taking off a few bits there. So I may just sort of push it all this way a little bit. I may do that. I don't know yet. Or I may just build out from there. And then I think, I'm about here with the courtyard area. This is kind of where I figure out the courtyard area would be. So that, from this corner to that corner over there, is all going to be one great big courtyard with some great big courtyard buildings surrounding it. And then this back section here, we're going to turn into the monument itself. So I've got a lot of prep work to do, a lot of filling in to do and sizing up and messing around. But I thought I'd let you guys see it all before and after and all that kind of stuff. Do the before and after shot. So the before shot, what am I going to pick out a location? Let's pick out a before location of that window just there. Okay, so the before... and now, to the after. And that probably looks so dodgy in the editing. But that's the best I could do, so there you go. Still standing on the same block, still pointing to the right place. Hopefully that worked. Okay, so I've filled in and I've done the foundation work. Yes. Lots and lots of filling in. All but the last couple of blocks, really, so I can still run around underneath. So, we've got a maintenance hatch here at the minute. Filled in the whole area, barring this 2-block gap, so I can get in underneath, so that I can fix things like this and put things on for rails, and there can be some stuff happening in cellars and things around the place. But the general idea here is to make it look like you're entering into a gated community, a cloistered community or something like that, right? So you got a little street with houses around a courtyard area. So there's houses on all the sides, all the ways around, and all I've done so far is just basically put a tile floor in. I actually messed this one up and didn't do quite enough. I thought it was supposed to be over that way one more, but it's actually this way one more. On the other side, we've got another kind of little issue that I haven't figured out yet. I've got the central pattern sorted out. That's the central courtyard sorted out. But on this side, we've got 4, and then I think I might do it a little bit further because, well, I've got all this space that I could potentially move the front of onto. Maybe do a car park or something there. I don't know. I don't know yet. Coming up with ideas as I go. including using the sea lanterns instead of the lights there, just to make sure the place was lit for himself. But this runs straight down the path, or the road from outside will run straight down into the monument itself. So, I don't know, maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe not 4, 5, 6. There's 6 UHCs out here. Maybe doing something to honour all the contestants of 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6 UHCs. And then the people who actually won go up into this area. And I'm planning on having a pretty, I don't know, ornate pillared structure. Not quite as big as the bank, obviously. It's just going to sort of sit this hill. It may even be the hill. I may do something with the hill here. But I haven't decided that 100% yet. It is a sleepy time, though, because even though I've done fairly well with the lighting, internally, some of these places aren't lit, so I'm still getting a few mobs spawning. But I think it's looking pretty good so far. Let's just get some sleep. I think Lapis and Basket are still on. Basket MC and Lapis both said hi when I joined. They are the only 2 still on, So they're busy making episodes and doing live streams and stuff, getting things prepped up, doing their amazing building stuff. But I've got an idea that I want to show you before we progress. I think I'm going to do it over this side to start off with to test it out. And in fact, I think this is a good sort of look. Now, the staggered bits, the staggered bricks going through, that's kind of a building style, isn't it? And I'm thinking of using that building style over here. Now, I don't know how to do it, because I've never done it before. But I figure we just go up a few blocks and then start picking out blocks to come off the sides in a similar sort of fashion. And build it up, and then put in some basic normal stone blocks just to fill in the gap on the way up, like. And then put some windows in it and stuff. I think that's what that building's lacking, is windows and structure and depth. Yeah. So maybe one that side and then one that side. So it's alternating slightly. And then up another 2 on this side, I guess. Would work. And then another one just up there. So every 2 it has a counter brick. A counter brick. Feels like they would countersink, like make the build more solid looking by countersinking. But I don't know the technical term for what that is. But you can imagine that the overall design will have the alternating bricks going through. Maybe I should do it every one like it was done in that design there. But then I'm going to have a problem the same if I do a strip running through it. So I don't know exactly yet. But I am going to have fairly flat buildings. But I plan to make the detail in the windows and little balconies and things like that. And if they are the monumental areas for UHC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, then they need to contain a doorway and the names of the people who took part in said UHC would go inside somewhere on display inside the house. So I need to figure all that kind of stuff out. So we'll do another little before and after shot, shall we? Just to see how I'm getting on. And I'll leave this side of the build till last. And I'll work on building up those few buildings around that side. And see how I manage to do it. So, the before shot. Once again, we're there. Actually, let's take something out of my hand. There we go. The before. And the after. Alrighty. Well, as you can see, I've been busy. Been building. I've kind of run out of supplies now, though, so I thought I'd cut back in and show you what it's worth. I've created the illusion of a courtyard. Well, I've created a courtyard. Not illusion at all. It's a illusion of grandeur, maybe. If you come from this direction, so down here, it's perfectly in line with the entrance to the UHC monument. And this is kind of just like breaking up the area to keep in keeping with the city feel. So inside we've got the courtyard all set up and ready to go. Even put windows on this side so we can eventually make it into something. But materials are running low now. Materials are running short. The stone and the polished diorite are taking a lot of resources. And I've scraped together almost everything I've got to do this so far. And I'm just kind of coming short a little bit over here. But it is looking okay. I'm quite pleased with it. The entrance here to the thing itself, great big pillars, of course, for all big, ornate objects. Ornate buildings have great big pillars. Big pillared entrance. What I'm going to do with that yet, I'm not 100% sure. Probably some nice stairs going up and stuff like that. But I've also got to think about how to tie in the roof of these places, because that's pretty much as high as it goes. So the roofs are going to be flat roofs maybe, or maybe slanted roofs. And I've got to think about what I'm going to do up here as well. So I thought I'd bring you back and show you what we're doing, show you what's going on. I've just got to work back up to here and show you the pattern, the design. It's fairly simple. I've messed around with it a bit and changed it a few times, but now I've kind of got the simplicity of it. And it is very, very simple now. So we got polished diorite running all the way down the corners. We've got two bands of polished diorite that go round at the same height. And in between we've got two like keystones that come in and go out around the corner just to give that effect of the building. Kind of like that effect. Looks good. And then, of course, we've got the windows built in. So it's very, very simple to suss out and sort this out properly now. So we'll work on another little layer here just to finish this one building off. I've decided to leave this side open so that I maybe can do something expansive out into there. Or I may leave that as another plot so somebody else can do something on that plot. That project there has not been touched for a very long time. That's been unfinished ever since I was here, so I doubt it's going to get finished anytime soon. Nobody's working on it, so the chances are it's not going to get worked on at all. But, oh well, never mind. Those things happen on servers. What I'm doing, though, is leaving it so that people could come along and use this plot here, I guess. Nice big plot area next to the bank between the UHC monument and the bank. Nice big plot for people to use. Should be good. Somebody will find some use for it sometime in the future, no doubt. Keep filling out the Hypermine server map. Making this city the biggest we can make it with all of our individual bits of flair thrown in for good measure. Keeping us all occupied. Keeping us all in the vanilla spirit of things. And yeah, so we go a straight run across here of the bricks, and this is where all the stone has been going. Just literally tons and tons of materials and resources just being used up all day, every day. It's been quite a project so far, and I haven't even worked on the main part of the project, that bit yet, so hopefully this is not going to strain me too much. I'll have to go and do a bit of mining to go and get something new, and I don't even have enough smooth stone for it, so I'll just have to just do this little bit over here so you can see what's going on. After each one of the white strips, I've put a smooth stone strip just to break it up a little bit. As you can see, it just breaks it up slightly to make the brick more of a detail. I think that works. I'm quite pleased with how it's working, so we'll just do that. And that just adds a little bit of value to the place. But that looks like that's all I'm going to get a chance to do on this side now. Let's just take this one off here so I can get over. And parkour across. Yeah, okay. So as for this section here, bringing it on, I'm thinking that I could just possibly just bring the diorite across the top here so that it ties it in with the ceiling or the roof of all of the buildings that we've got around the courtyard, and then step it down somehow. But diorite doesn't have its own stair, which is annoying. But now this can all be capped off, which is good. Yeah, it doesn't really have its own stair, which is very annoying indeed. So we can't do anything like that. But we could potentially come down and out one each time and have a couple of runs like this. Let's see. And 3 out, 1 out, maybe completely stagger it, because there might be enough just to step it all the way down. All the way down from there, that is. Yeah, I might do that. Just see how that looks. Just to give it something of a roof on the top. I may have to throw in some light sources as well, though. Where the light sources are going to go, not sure yet, but we'll figure that out. And I could also... Well, I could actually put something like glass up here, I suppose. Put some glass paneling up the top there. So it's got kind of a window at the top leading into the monument itself. That might be good. Might work. Let's see how it looks from a distance. Okay, well, that's a good start. Let's go down over there. And let's take a look around. Not too bad, not too bad. But it's got to be fairly plain, because the detail work will make a big difference in the end. So, yeah, I'll stick with that for now. And maybe add in a few other little details here and there, as and when. A bit further down the line. Maybe stick a big UHC letters on top of it, just to give it a little bit extra something up here. Make it a bit of a feature instead of just a plain slope. And I've also got to consider the lighting as well, so we'll work on that later. But for today, for this episode, I'm happy with the progress I've made. Now I've got a chance to go and do a little bit more off-camera digging around and get some more resources for it all. And hopefully have the main part of the design finished. And then we can move on to the next thing in the next episode. We'll see how that works out. I'd probably put this in here as well, just to give that the right look. If I've got enough. I've got 7 blocks left. It's not going to be quite enough, but still, we've got almost enough to finish that off. Maybe if I used a few of these sea lanterns around, we could eliminate the need for light sources. So we'd go maybe 3 or 4 in. I don't know, maybe between each pillar. Between each pillar's about there. Can I grab it? No, I missed it. Between each pillar there and there. And another one between the pillars here. Grab it, thank you. And then put that up there. There we go. I'm really scraping for resources now. And this one in the middle here. Let's see how that looks. Grab it. No, didn't grab it. Okay. And then just grab these from the floor. And let's go and have a little look in the dark. See if it looks well lit enough. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. So 2 more sea lanterns and a little bit more along the edge there, and that's fine. Okay, so that ties that in nicely. It's the same colour scheme, so it ties it all in. And that bit of dirt that's behind there will end up looking like it's meant to, like a front of a building, a big door or something. And I'll finish off the rest of these, bring them around. I've only got 2 more blocks to do. And the outside edge, I'm not sure how far I'm going to come out. I might not come out any more than the other ones, actually. I might make it exactly the same unit size and then just do something around here just to tidy it up a bit and make it look nice from that side. But as it's night time and there's only me and Basket left on, Lapis has finished her stream for the day. That is it for today's episode. So thank you all very, very much for watching another episode of the Hypermine of Vanilla. I will see you in the next, where we will continue with the UHC, no doubt. And that Mr. Enderman is spawning in there. I do need to consider the lighting in there a little bit more. I'm thinking maybe some lampposts or something might help. A few lampposts around. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you next episode.